It is with a heavy heart that we must announce the passing of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. Not only was he the Queen's husband for 72 years, but he was also the longest serving British consort in history. Today on the channel we will be bringing you the news from Buckingham Palace along with a bit of history on Prince Philip himself. But first, if you could do us a big favor and please smash that like button, we would really appreciate it. With that out of the way, let's begin. Prince Philip, the husband to Queen Elizabeth II, who as I mentioned became the longest serving British consort in history, sadly passed away at the age of 99. Buckingham Palace made the announcement today saying, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Previously, the Duke had been hospitalized for 4 weeks in what the palace referred to as precautionary measures. In their initial statement, the palace said that he was expected to remain in hospital for a few days of observation and rest. By February 23rd, he had been treated for an infection and was comfortable and responding well to treatment. After being transferred to St. Bartholomew's Hospital to see a cardiovascular specialist, the palace notified the public that he had underwent a successful procedure for a pre-existing heart condition. Not too long after, he would ultimately return to Windsor Castle. According to the royal correspondent Victoria Murphy, both the Duke and Queen Elizabeth had received their coronavirus vaccine in January, so they confirmed that his hospital trip was not related to COVID-19. Prince Philip was born as the Prince of Greece and Denmark of the Greek island of Corfu on June 10, 1921. He was the only son of Prince Andrew of Greece, and when Philip was just 18 months old, he and his family fled Greece amid political instability in the country. Philip and the Queen first met when they were only children at a wedding in 1934. In July of 1947, Philip and then Princess Elizabeth announced their engagement and were married on November 20th of the same year. The royal couple had even just marked their 72nd wedding anniversary this past November, which is just absolutely phenomenal that they could stay together for that long. I mean, anyone who's been married for 72 years, they gotta have something. The pair married shortly after World War II, which is where Philip served as a member of the Royal Navy. In addition to standing by the Queen's side, he would go on to serve as a figurehead for charity organizations like the Worldwide Fund for Nature. After his successful naval career, he would later be appointed to Admiral of the Sea Cadet Corps, Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Cadet Force, and Air Commodore-in-Chief of the Air Training Corps in 1952. The very next year, he was then promoted to Admiral of the Fleet, Field Marshal, and Marshal of the Royal Air Force, all of which are the highest ranks in the British Navy, Army, and Air Force. By 2009, he had become the longest-serving British consort, but outside of his royal duties, the Duke had a passion for polo, carriage driving, and sailing. In May of 2017, at the age of 95, he decided to retire from public life. Prince Philip is survived by 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. Now, typically we read out comments from other videos at the end, but I just don't think that would be appropriate for a video like this. So out of respect, I'm going to end it right here, but I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.